We're losing him.
Multiple gunshot wounds. Pupils blown, head trauma, God only knows what
He's in
else.
shock. Start 2 large bore IVs, get him to ICU.
He's not responding. This guy is a train wreck. We're losing him.
When I woke up in the hospital earlier tonight, I thought it couldn't get any worse.
Hey look, it's everyone's favorite painkiller addict, Max Payne. He's at it once again, ladies and gentlemen. Well, hoy hoy YouTube, you're watching TYTGaming or The Brandon Show. I'm the voice of the voiceless, the speech of the speechless, and the pain of the painless. That fits this commentary well, because we're talking about Max Payne 2 today. Thank you all for watching. Hope you caught the first video, because I talked a little bit about Max Payne 1. Now let's just jump right into it. Because of the events of the first game, Max Payne's been demoted from DEA to homicide. Not that I think Max Payne minds, because his life is absurdly filled with violence, as you see on the screen right now. Once again, this game was developed by Remedy Studios, and the Max Payne franchise continues to be a labor of love in my opinion. From innovation to narration, the series has had a lot of influence on the entertainment media, especially since because of the film Noir video game. While it was a critical success among the gaming media, even myself, it was a commercial failure by all accounts. The game sold poorly, and they wouldn't produce a sequel till 2012. This game did come out in 2003, so that's a gigantic gap in time of 9 years. Now, the characters in this game, which I'll talk to you a little bit about, range from the dead to Jump Cut the comedically absurd, a cowboy. Really? You can tell me about a cowboy. This is a gigantic problem in Max Payne, and the franchise in general. The characters act like set pieces for Max Payne. It seems like everyone around the Max Payne universe is built for some way to enhance Max Payne. Now, Max Payne himself ranges from the straight man to the straight man. He has no range as a character. His universe is filled with absurd and comedic characters to just, plain police officers. No one actually has that level of depth that Max Payne has. Now, Max Payne's behavior in this game has gone from rage-filled emotion and joking to joking, somber, and stoic. Is this really a character change? I don't know. I will say that his character is hardened from the first game, and he has little to no emotion other than Mona Sachs, who is the femme fatale. As you see right now, a woman has died in the opening moments of the game. This also continues the storyline and narrative of Max Payne's failure as a human being. He doesn't believe he can save people, but he is the hero nonetheless. This is a huge problem in the video game in regards to Max Payne's character. He's introduced to so many characters, and there's only one you really care about, and it's Max Payne himself. There's Max Payne and his co-star, his internal monologues in his head. It doesn't help that one giant billboard in the game suggests everything Max Payne touches dies. Perhaps that's part of the game's charm. Tell me in the comments. Is Max Payne supposed to be a detached and emotionally hardened character that we don't care about and we only learn from the monologue? Or am I missing the point entirely and the characters around Max Payne aren't supposed to add to his character? They're just there to make everyone die, perhaps. Supposed to teach everyone that, everyone's vulnerable and you can die. Now the graphics, and I showed you a bit of cutscenes before where I didn't in the first video, because I wanted to drive the point. Because this game came out in 2003, the game was a lot more polished and a lot more graphically, as I said in the opening of my first video, Max Payne appeared to be a pedophile with Xbox One graphics. The cutscenes and the gameplay and the graphics, and it's a lot more smoother. Everything feels like it took its time. While it's not a work of art, especially by 2003 standards, at least it's borderline decent, and that's all I can ever ask for. Jump cut. Another disappointing aspect you'll see right now is the game expects you to know what you're doing at all times. For example, I'm just trying to run around and figure out my next way into this building, and I found this door. I jumped through it, and I'm looking around like, really? I got through it that easily? This is a problem. The game expects you to know what you're doing, and you could be lost for minutes at a time, just running around figuring out what you're supposed to do. Perhaps that's part of the detective aspect, but I'm not a fan of not knowing where I'm supposed to go. Now, I'm showing a lot of gameplay, and hopefully the sound works out well enough. My audio is a lot better, so I don't know how I'm going to play on this one, but while the soundtrack is great, it has really jazzy, slow, somber vibe that the game's trying to teach, the gun sounds are terrible. It almost feels like a low-budget stock movie. It takes away from the serious aspect of the game. It's dull and it sounds like a plastic pistol you could buy for $2 each and every gun. Speaking of sound, there's a huge mismatch in regards to Max Payne's voice acting compared to the rest of the cast. Max Payne's delivery is so amazing and awesome, but everyone else feels lackluster and feels second-rate compared to Max Payne's delivery. I wish they can get a Metal Gear Solid type cast where everyone's just amazing. Another aspect I haven't touched about is Max Payne's dream sequences. The first game, there was the iconic scene where he's following a trail of blood with his baby crying in the background in a dream. Now we know the player is now as a player we know that Max Payne is extremely fragile in his emotions. So well-noted weakness that I personally enjoy and wish more characters had in terms of weakness. Although I think the method of dream sequences wasn't as effective as I personally would have enjoyed. Now, before I close off this video, let me just tell you about a personal, not really a personal story, but just a personal fact I have in my head. I have been a Max Payne fan for a long time, and I always look for Max Payne 3 news before it came out. Max Payne was declared dead because they didn't want to do a Max Payne 3. Like, they literally said, canonically, Max Payne is dead. He died in, like, 2010, 2012. And Rockstar Games would eventually reverse their decision. And I just wanted to teach you guys, this is an example of how the media will change things depending on, certain circumstances. Now, the game is wrapping up here. I'll let Max Payne play us out. Till next time, everyone, rate, comment, subscribe. Tell me your thoughts on the Max Payne franchise. You think film noir is a good avenue for gaming, or will it not generate sales? Once again, I love you. TYT Nation, Too Strong, The Brandon Show. Yeah, we're getting there. Later, everyone.
My dreams were nightmares.
I was trapped in a nightmare. My evil double had taken my girlfriend.
In a nightmare, every choice you make is a wrong one.